So let's start with Java. So today we will discuss about the OOPS concept, object-oriented concepts. What is the object-oriented concept? Here we can implement that using either Java or C++. So I prefer to use using Java because in Java there are lots of advanced features are there. So what is a class object concept? So let's discuss that first. As you can see, a object is a template of a class. How we can say that a class consists of variables, methods and constructors. So suppose there is a human class. A human has some features like 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes. So that can be accessed using an object. So without an object, a class is just abstract. It has no value. So what can we say from this? A object has 3 characteristics. Wait for a moment. Yeah, there is some technical problem actually. A object has 3 characteristics. It has state, behavior, identity. It represents the data, and behavior represents the functionality, and identity is to identify its uniqueness. So we can say an object is an instant of a class. So a class is a template or blueprint from where objects are created. So on the other side you can say what is the definition of a class? A class is a template or blueprint from which objects are created. So an object is an instance of a class. The definition can be say, you can say in this way: a object is a real world entity. So in object-oriented concept, wherever you do whether Python or C++ or Java or any other advanced programming, you have to remember in this way: it's a real world entity, it's a runtime entity, and an entity which has state and behavior. The object is an instance of a class. So what is a class then? This is a real life example. A class is a behavior of objects. A class in Java can contain these things: fields, methods, constructors, blocks and nested class. What is a constructor? Constructor is a kind of method in a class which has the same meaning, same name like a class. So constructor name will be same like a class, and an object will be automatically initialized when the object is created. So let's see. But before that we see some of the other features. A class has some other concepts like whenever you are doing object-oriented programming, there are some concepts comes: polymorphism, inheritance, then encapsulation, then abstraction, and there are other things like a wrapper class, package. So let's see one by one. First we will discuss constructor, then abstraction. So what are the things? First we will discuss the encapsulation. Encapsulation means it is a kind of capsule. A class which contains the variables and methods. It is hidden from the outside world for its own security. So nobody can access it. This is one of the security of class. How? Let's see the example. Suppose you are using this method, and it has some advantage of code reusability and code optimization. How? See this example. Suppose I am declaring a class students. Then here it has some variable integer and another variable string. So simply when we are writing this main class, every execution of a program starts from this main class, public static void main string arguments. So all you have to do is just write the class name. This is the name of the class, the student, class student. So you just write the name of the class student, then just create an object. And new is the operator which you have to use. New is a keyword actually. So this S1 is the object, and again you have to write this class name. With that you can create an object of a class. So simply using this s1.id. Now see, s1.id means this variable of a class. This can be accessed using integer.s1.id, then s1.name. So in that way you can access the variables. So let's see some other method, some reference method. Wait for a moment. Here, suppose I am declaring a class student. In that class there is a variable integer role, and this is string. String means array of character. Suppose I, J, K, these are the character, and roll number integer means 1, 2 numeric value. Float means dot 5.4, 6.7 in this way. So if I write this string, it means the complete name will be taken, Soumen Chakraborty. So this name will be taken in string. Then you can declare this void insert record. What is this? This is a method. A class, like I said, contains some variables and some methods. So this is one of the method. The method has a return type. What is the return type? Void. So here we declare some variables inside of this. What is that? These are the parameters. When you are functioning some parameters inside the method, you can declare, you can pass as many parameters you want. It is integer type, it is string. Now roll number equal to R. So what is that? So simply wait. So this roll number, this will be assigned the value R, and this name, it will be assigned the value of N. So simply this is assigning. So how you can access this method? Simply using an object. So see, there is another method here, display information, where you are using system.out.println. Println means to print. This is a syntax. If you want to print something in object-oriented programming, you have to write this system.out.println, and this plus is a concatenation operator. This will just concatenate this roll number and name. So we just write here public static void main. Why this? Because from main your program execution starts, and we have declared the first object s1 using this new keyword. Again s2 using this new keyword. Means two objects are created. Now we are inserting values within the methods. s1.insert record. Let's go to that function. Insert record. It is passing this value. 111 is the integer and current is the string value. So it comes here. So then what happens? It is just assigning the value roll number equal to 111, name equal to current. In the next case again s2.insert record. We just passing these two values. Here one is the integer, another was the string. Now what happens? We just display the information s1.display information. Then what will happen? This object is calling, s1 object is calling this display information. That means first these two values will be printed. Next time these two values. So see, the output is printed like this. So this is one of the great way to do the object initialization and object through object, how you can initialize the variables of a class and methods. So there are many other features of class up there. Suppose in this case three variables are there, a class, employee. Here ID, name, salary. Three variables are there. Now there is a method void insert. We just write integer, string and float. Now here there are three variables ID. Just this I will be assigned here, this name, this N will be assigned to this name, this S will be assigned to this salary. Now void display. Void display is another method. So you just have to write system.out.println ID plus name plus, it means three will be concatenate. How? Let's see. So like I said, public static void main. What is this? Static means it's static, the value will not change. Void means no return type, and main means main is the main method from where program execution starts. So we have to write main. From main, no matter how many classes are there in your program, the program execution starts from main only. Then string arguments. Now the first object is E1, second object is E2, and third object is E3. Now simply you just insert the value here, three values. 101 is the integer value, this is the string, this is the float. What we have written here, three variables are there, ID, name and salary. So simply three parameter will come here, simply it will be assigned here. And see, this value will be printed. Why 0.0? Because it is a float. By default it will be taken as not direct decimal, but point will be there after decimal digit. Then this is another program to find the maintains the records of a rectangle class. Let's see what is that. But before that I will show something, some real life example. But let's see this program. What are the different ways to create an object in Java? There are many ways to create an object in Java. First is by using new keyword, like I've shown, using that class name, then new, you can create the object name. By new instance method, by clone method, right now you don't need to know, this is the advanced version. We generally use the new keyword. And these last three you don't need to know, these are the advanced things. Anonymous object also not required right now. Now let's see some other examples of object-oriented programming. Encapsulation. What is encapsulation in Java? Encapsulation in Java is hiding the variables of a class from other classes. Like I said, an object-oriented program, object-oriented concept has some features. It is encapsulation, it is polymorphism, it is data abstraction, data hiding. Then you have some other features, constructor, and the reusability of the code, versatility of the object-oriented programming, and the code reusability, the Java bytecode, platform independent. These are the features which makes a object-oriented programming very popular. And more than thousands of applications, even billions of applications are developed using this Java or any kind of object-oriented language or platform. Let's see how it can be implemented. One of the concept is encapsulation. Unlike the other earlier days, the procedural oriented language like C program, there you can't simply write, you can't reuse the code. You have to write from the scratch every time. That is increase the complexity, that increase the cost, and that increase the security risk of any codes from programmer's point of view. So with object and class concept, you can use the same class as many times as possible through the concept of inheritance that we will discuss after this. Let's go through the inheritance then first, then we will come here. Inheritance. See, inheritance means what? Suppose my grandfather and father has some feature, some property. I will inherit it, and that my property will be inherited by my child again. So some common features of my parent class I am getting. So inheritance in Java or any object-oriented concept is same like this. You are accessing the features, accessing the facilities of the parent or superclass. How it is implemented, let's see here. So inheritance is Java is a mechanism in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of a parent object. Clear? In which a child class acquires all the properties of the parent object or the parent class, you can say. It is an important part of object-oriented system. So the idea behind inheritance is that you can create new classes that are built upon existing classes. Clear? You have suppose 5 classes. Now the 6th class you don't have to write any variable or method. By using the thing implements and extends. This is a keyword. Class A is, suppose I am a class A, I am inheriting the class of my parent class B. I will simply write extends or implements. These are 2 keywords in Java. With that I can access the parent class without writing any variables. This is so easy. So I just inherit them and I get their methods. I can write the code again if I want, or I can simply use them, reuse the code. So what is the advantage here? It decreases the complexity, it decreases the time, it saves money. From the organization point of view also it reduces the complexity. So when you inherit from an existing class, you can reuse methods and fields of the parent class. Moreover, you can add new methods. Of course, you are inheriting something, that means along with that you can add some new method in it. Suppose 4 methods you have inherited, you can add some extra method, 5th method. So now why use inheritance in Java? Method overriding. Method overriding means, suppose there are 2 methods, same name, parent class, child class. Override means I will replace the definition of that method with my own code. Parent class has some definition in that same method name, but I will simply override it through this inheritance concept. So this is also known as runtime polymorphism. Same name but different form. Void addition function. Same name but in parent class 2 parameters, in my class when I am inheriting 3 parameters up there. So terms used in inheritance are class, subclass, superclass, reusability. These are the terms in inheritance. What is a class? A class is a group of objects which have common properties. It is a template all blueprint from which objects are created. So what is the definition what you have got from here? A class is a group of objects which have common properties. It contains a group of objects that has common properties. Why? Because the objects whoever is accessing the class, they will get the same variables, same methods. So it means they all have the common properties. So I am creating a Honda, a car class. Now I given the name of the object as Honda. So as many Honda car or bike will be acquired that class, they will have common features. Now second comes BMW. As long as class is there, that features are there. When I am giving the name of BMW 1, 2, 3, all BMW will get the same feature of that class. So this can be seen as you can say, common group of objects, a class. So it is a template or blueprint from which objects are created. Now comes subclass and child class. Parent class whose features are accessing by child class, that is known as child class. So it is something which is acquiring the features of the higher class, or maybe higher class than that class. So in that way, child level 1, child level 2 in there, so that way we can categorize. It will be clear more once we take more another 2-3 class of theory or practical, or theory plus practical both. So subclass is a class which inherits the other class. It is also called a derived class, extendable class or child class. Then comes superclass, parent class. Superclass is the class from where subclass inherits the features. So if I am the child class who is accessing the features of my parent class, then parent class is called the superclass from where I will access the features, or any subclass will access the features. So it is all interdependent. Subclass, superclass, superclass, subclass. It is also called a base class or parent class. Now comes reusability. Reusability, I forgot to give my introduction. My name is Soumen Chakraborty. In a little bit of a hurry, I have started the direct presentation. My name is Soumen Chakraborty and I am a professor of Centurion University. I teach computer subjects. I am very much passionate about the software, these kinds of things. I hope you are understanding the basics. If any problem occurs, then you can inform me. Then comes the reusability. As the name specifies, reusability is a mechanism which used to reuse the fields and methods. A field means the variables and methods mean the functions that can be reused again and again in object-oriented concept. So object-oriented concept is very popular for reusability, superclass feature from subclass feature, also the class features is there. Now let's see. We will not go to the programming concept. We will discuss the other concepts also in Java. Programming, if we go, then it will take long hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. So to cover all the basic concepts, right? So let's start with encapsulation. So what is encapsulation? It's hiding the variables of a class from other classes. Other classes can't access the features of some other class. So this is called data hiding. This hiding is known as encapsulation, and giving access to them only through methods. A method is accessing the variables of a particular class. So through method we can access the variable. No class can directly access the variable. This is one of the security in object-oriented programming. But in procedural programming like C programming, this feature is not there. Anybody can access the variables. So encapsulation in Java language means binding the data with methods. So let's see. These are the methods: set height, get height. These are the variables: height, weight. Let's go through some program, then it will be clear. Yes, suppose there is a class human. Now we have declared a variable private, float, weight. Private means nobody can access. There is some access specified in object-oriented programming. Private, public, protected. Private means nobody can access. Protected means only the friend function or friend class they can access, and public means everybody can access. So by default something is public. By default we can write some things is by default protected, some things is by default private. That we will learn when we will go through more programs in Java. So let's see. So here some variables are there. Suppose height, weight, BMI. Now what we are doing, there is a method public float get weight. What it is doing, it is returning the weight. Returning weight means weight is a variable, it is just returning to whom? The object which calls it. It will return to that, and through that object we will print the value. Let's see. Now there is another method public void set weight. There is a parameter inside it. This dot weight this keyword is used to signifies the current class. This dot weight means this human class it is signifying, and dot weight means this variable. To this variable this weight value is assigning. If you write here suppose weight 2, doesn't matter. If you write here j, no problem. You can write here anything. It simply means that this weight and this weight is not same. This weight signifies this variable weight, and this weight means the value which is coming here, it is assigning to this. And next comes another public float get height. It has no parameter inside it. What does that mean? That means no parameter. It will simply return the value of height. Now let's go to the next program, next function. Again public void set height. So this again signifies this current class, and the variable is the height. Here we are assigning this height value. Clear? So you can write here h1 also, then it will, if it is right here, we write here h1, then here also h1 comes. Next comes public float get BMI. So there are so many methods here. Now this encapsulation class. We are writing here public class encapsulation. This is the name of a class. How to declare a class? First write public, then class, then class name. This is how we write. After that we have to write public static void main string args. String args means command line arguments. Command line arguments, through command line you pass the arguments and how many arguments. This is syntax for this. Now this human is the name of a class. This is an object. The new again human. So that means new operator, new keyword we use to make an object of the class human. Now h1 dot set height. We are giving a float value here. Let's see what will happen to this. This float value will come here, and this will be assigned. Again we are passing this value, that will be assigned similarly. So what we are doing here, so here we are doing implementing set h1 dot set BMI. Let's go to set BMI. What we are doing here, we are passing a value here, and we are simply assigning this value. Now inside of this we are passing the value of calculate BMI. What is calculate BMI? Let's go again. There is no calculate BMI here. Okay, there is some mistake here. This is calculate BMI. What is doing? We are passing the object here. So passing an object is also possible. So here we are passing an object as a parameter. You don't need to know right now this thing. This is the advanced concept. We go to some other concept because time is less. We have to focus on some other problems also. Now comes data abstraction. So abstraction means in Java abstraction means a class. A class can be declared as abstract which has methods but no implementation. If you are writing a method but in that method nothing, no code if you write, that is an abstract class. So similarly comes interface, that is also abstract. So abstract means which has no implementation unless it is implemented by some other class. So a abstract class can be inherited by some other class which is not abstract. Then it just again override the method of abstract class and write some codes inside of that. So directly you can't access any abstract class. It is only through the object of any other class you can access a abstract class. Let's see the real definition of abstract. So abstraction refers to the ability to make a class abstract in OOPS. OOPS means object-oriented programming. An abstract class is one that cannot be instantiated. So let's see, if a class is abstract and cannot be instantiated, the class does not have. Let's go to the example. Suppose I'm writing public abstract class employee. So that means what? If I give some value here, variable here. Wait for this. This is a little complex example. You will not understand right now this. Yeah, let's see this. Wait. Yeah, this is a good example. Why I am not showing the above examples? That may be a little bit complicated right now. So public abstract class employee. So what is happening here? See the difference between a normal class and an abstract class. In a normal class, you just write here public class name. But in abstract class, you have to write another keyword abstract, so that compiler will understand that. And one thing I forgot to say, Java has a Java runtime environment, Java virtual environment, and a Java development kit, which we use to develop the object-oriented program of Java. And there is a compiler and there is a interpreter. The compiler just executes the code and finds the error. After that, you can run the program. To compile the program, you have to write GAVC space filename.java. If there is no error, then you can simply execute the program using java.filename. Simply, it will be executed. You can use Eclipse, you can use some advanced terminal or other softwares. So this is the variable public string name, then public string address. Now again we are writing abstract method. Why? See, there is a difference between normal method and abstract method. In abstract method, you just write here abstract. What is that meaning? That means this method ends here. Semicolon means it ends here. A abstract method will not have any kind of definition inside of that. It will be defined by the class which will inherit it. Let's see that. So declaring a method as abstract has two consequences. The class containing it must be declared as abstract. First thing, the class containing it must be declared as abstract. Any class inheriting the current class must either override the abstract method. Any class which will inherit the abstract class, it has to override the method. How? Let's see. So this is another class salary, which extends. Extends means inheritance concepts. Through extends, it will get the feature of parent class employee, that abstract class I mean. Now suppose it has again a variable salary. Now see public double compute pay. Let's go above. See compute pay is already there in this class, but no definition. Why? Because it is an abstract method. It is overridden by this method. Override means a method which is there in the parent class, it will be given new definition in the child class. That is a overriding method. Or you can say polymorphism also. Same name but different form. In the above class, compute pay has different form. Here it has different form. How? Through system.out.println, you are simply printing the value of get name. What is this get name? Let's see. It will return the salary. So how this program will be implemented? So here this main function is not given here, but when you go for the public static void main, then you simply through this get name you simply can return the salary. This is the simply just overriding concept. And next comes here again the operators. In object-oriented concept, there are some operators. Whenever we are doing some program, we have to use some operators or conditional operators, or logical operators, or bitwise operator, ternary operator to implement the programs. So there are various ways to implement this. First is arithmetic, for arithmetic calculation. Then relational operators. Relational operator means we will see that. Then bitwise. Bitwise means bitwise. We will see that also. So therefore we have to move a little bit fast now. So I will just go a little bit fast right now. Just don't hurry. This plus operator for addition of two numbers. We are using plus. Whenever you have to add some variables to integer to float, you have to use this additional operator. Then subtraction, a minus b, it will give minus 10. Why? Because a has a value 10, b is a value 20. Then comes multiplication, then comes division, then modulus. Modulus means remainder. Plus plus increment, it will increment the value plus plus. B plus plus means b plus 1. Plus plus b means one is prefix and another is postfix. Plus plus b means it will be incremented earlier, and b plus plus means it will be incremented later on. that difference you can see here. Let's see, go to another thing, go to the program. These are the values, static void main. Like I said, you have declared the values 10, 20, 25. Now using a plus b, simply just add the value and just it will show 30. See here, 30 is there. Again a minus b, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder, increment, subtraction, again increment, this prefix, plus d. Now one thing, a plus plus, see here, a plus plus, it is showing 10, it has to be 11. Why it is like that? First time it will show the current value, and the plus plus, the increment value, it will show next time. We see the test, we see the thing again. So a minus minus means what? Now the memory, the current value is actually 11. It is showing 10, but in memory the value is actually 11. So 11 minus 1, that means what? 10. So a minus minus, it is showing b minus minus. There is some mistake here. Again d plus plus, d's last value was, what is the value of last d? 25. So 25 plus plus means 26. So it will show 25 because the incremented value will come next time. Now plus plus d, what is the value? See, in memory the current value is 26. 26 again, it will increment again first. Plus plus d means it will be pre-increment. First it will increment, then show the printout. So 26 plus increment means 27. Now it will show 27. See, it is little bit, it may look tough, but you just have to apply your mind. Now comes relational operators. Relational operators means, so there are two variables, a equal to b. Whether these two values are true or not, it will give true or false in this way. If a equal to b, is it true? No, not true. A is 10, b is 20, not true. So checks if the value of two operands are equal or not. If yes, the condition becomes true. Is it yes? No, it is not true. Then comes a is not equal to b. Is it true? It's true. Why? 10 is not equal to 20. It is true. So check if value of two operands are equal or not. Next, third, checks if the value of left operand is greater than the value of right operand. If yes, then condition becomes true. So this is the left operand. Operand means the variables which is storing the value. Is it greater than b? 10 is greater than 20. Is not true. 10 is less than 20, which is right in the next case. 10 is less than 20. Okay. A greater than equal to b is not true. Neither 10 greater than nor 10 equal to b. But 10 is less than equal to b. Why it is true? In this case, if any of them is true, then that means it's true. It doesn't have to be that both has to be true. Either it can be less than or it can be equal. Any one has to be true. So 10 is less than 20. It is true. That means you don't have to consider this equal to here. 1 is true means true. So this is a relation operator. How you can identify? There are following relational operators supported by Java language. So we have done arithmetic, then relational, then bitwise. What is bitwise operator? Suppose a equal to 60, you can convert this decimal to binary, it will come like this. So in some class I will show you how to do. Divided by 2, the remainder will come 1. Again divide by 2 until 0 comes, you have to go on dividing. So here a and b operator, here a or b operator, here a is or b, not a, these are the operators. So bitwise operator is here. See what is the value? A and b will give 12, which is 0 0 0 1 1 1 0. How we can end? And means it is a way to test if we exist in both the operands. If suppose a is 1 or b is 1, then only your answer will be 1. Otherwise all will be 0. But in OR operator, if either of them is 1, then it will be 1. So 1 0 0 1 1 1, all will be 1 except 0 0. But in AND operator, if suppose 1 1 is there, then 1 will come. If 0 1 means 0, 1 0 means 0. So in that way you have to do. Then comes complement operator. Complement means change. If 1 then 0, if 0 then 1, change of that. So let's see the practical example. So this is A and B. A this and B this. What is coming? See, when this 2 is 1 and this 2 is 1, this 2, at that time only A and B is coming 1 1 1. Or, and or means what? If either of them is 1, wherever 1 is there, it is coming 1. See, 1 1 1 1. Why? Because here either of them is 1, either A or B. So this is how we have to calculate this. Next comes logical operators. What is logical operator? A and B, A or B. So the following table logical operator means called logical AND, because that you have to think logically. It is called logical AND operator. If both the operands are non-zero, then the condition becomes true. So here A holds true, B holds false. So that means it is false. Why? Like I said, if both the operands A and B are non-zero, then condition becomes true. Non-zero, is it non-zero? It is true, but it is false. So one of them is 0. If both are same, then only it is true. So in this case it will be false. Or operator means if any of the operands are non-zero, if any one of them, either A or B, then it's true. And this is the not of this. That means A and B, if it is coming true, then not of this means false. In that way you have to do. I'm just going a little bit fast because time is less right now. Then comes assignment operator. You have to assign C equal to A plus B. A plus B value will be assigned to the left side variable C. C plus equal to A and C equal to A plus B, both are same. How? C plus equal to A means C equal to C plus A. In that way we can write C minus equal to A means C equal to C minus A. This is all assignment operator. Then comes equivalent. C equal to C by A. This is the remainder. This is the left shift. This is the right shift. There are so many operators. So that's all. Thank you.